Alright, what's going on, guys? This is Cole, aka Proximity, bringing you a brand new video today. It's going to be another commentary. I kind of decided, I kind of want to implement a little bit more commentaries on my channel. I really enjoy doing them, and they seem like people enjoy listening to them. But today I thought I'd tell the story, or kind of explain why I play Claw. I know that, it's something that I get asked a good amount. People ask me, like, why do you play Claw instead of just playing Bumper Jumper or things like that. I figured I'd kind of explain some of my reasoning, or just kind of explain why I do, just so, I can bring a little, I don't know, light to that question. But it's kind of an interesting story anyway, so I figured I'd just tell it. I got a little gameplay going on with the Claw Cam, just so, yeah, it's something to look at while I tell you. But, so the reason I play Claw, I'm just going to rewind back to 2013. I had just gone to my first LAN ever, and it was for Halo 4. It was a local LAN. It wasn't a big deal or anything. It was a doubles tournament, and Dallas and I went and teamed, and we won. We beat all the doubles teams there. So that was cool. But then we were on the way home. It was up in Atlanta. I live in Georgia, and I live a few hours away from Atlanta. So we went to Atlanta to play in that, and we were on the way home, and we found out that Call of Duty was having a major tournament next month. Major LAN in the sense that it was a UMG. If you're familiar with the competitive COD scene, or just familiar with just some competitive, in general, you probably heard of UMG. UMG Atlanta was happening in a month, and we had just heard about that. And we were interested in competing in a major LAN. All of us had been following competitive, anything, just competitive in general. Been watching stuff for years, and always dreamed of like playing at a main event. And we had all played Call of Duty before, but we had never played it competitively. We only played like back in the day, like COD 4, Modern Warfare 2. We weren't committed to either one necessarily. We would just play some Halo, we'd play some COD. We were just gamers, having a good time. But when we found out that a month from now at the time, there was gonna be a Call of Duty tournament, we were like, dude, we should play in it. We're not banking on doing well. Actually, it's funny because at the time we were like, dude, COD's easy. COD's a joke. We're good at Halo. Let's go play COD. And at the time, Halo was kind of really on its downfall. This is actually right before Halo completely dropped off, at least for that point in time. So the Halo competitive scene was kind of on a decline because of Halo 4 just not really being what what people wanted. MLG dropped it for Black Ops 2, and yeah, so it was just kind of like, we really want to play in a major, let's do it. Dallas had Black Ops 2 at the time, and I guess I'll explain my teammates. We had Seth, you guys know Seth and Dallas, and myself, and then one of our friends who was traditionally GB or Game Battles Call of Duty player, and he was with us, and he was like, let's team. So literally, we got the game that night. Everybody made sure they had a copy. We went home and started playing and practicing, and we were serious. But the fourth guy, our friend who was the Call of Duty player, didn't think we were serious. He was like, yeah, we're not actually gonna go, right? And then we were like, nah, we're gonna go. So we ended up dropping him because he didn't really have the grind. And then we picked up Corpsic. You guys know who Corpsic is? His older brother, Troy. We picked him up, and the funny thing about him is he had just been playing. He had just been playing online shooters. He had just been playing online for a couple months. So he was pretty scrubby, and so were we, because we switched to COD thinking it was going to be incredibly easy. But when we switched, we were just in over our heads. We thought it was going to be a complete joke. You think, the gun skill aspect is lower in Call of Duty than it is to Halo, but that doesn't mean that the gun skill standards don't exist. If anybody hasn't really played competitive Call of Duty, which I have, I've played it a lot in multiple titles and played at a very, very high level, you start to understand and start to learn that if a gun takes 4 bullets, if it's a fully automatic weapon and it takes 4 bullets to kill, you don't have time at a high level to shoot any more than 4 bullets, and you need to shoot exactly 4 bullets and land all 4 bullets. If you want to compete and you want to be able to beat people at a high level, that's what you need to have. So the gun skill exists, it's just not as evident because you think playing casual Call of Duty is incredibly easy. I will defend competitive Call of Duty till the day I die, saying that it is in fact a genuine competitive game. There is a skill gap. It is an absolutely great competitive game. Does Halo take more individual skill? Yes, I would absolutely say so. But that doesn't mean that Call of Duty is a joke and that COD pros aren't talented players. That's all I just want to say on that. But moving along here, getting into Call of Duty and getting more in depth with it, you start to learn, especially in Black Ops 2, jump shotting became a popular thing to do. If you wanted to be at a better, advantage over people, you wanted to be able to jump mid gunfight. In Halo, there is a thing called Bumper Jumper. You know, that I'm sure we're all familiar with Bumper Jumper. That provides the outlet for everybody to use that controller setting to avoid doing things like playing Claw or buying a Scuff controller. And Call of Duty, there is no such setting. So this is when Scuff controllers became really popular, because people who were playing regular grip decided to start playing with, you know, they wanted to be able to jump shot. So they got paddles on the back of their controllers, so that made that possible. But Scuff controllers are expensive, and at this point in time, I did not have a good source of income. So I couldn't really afford a Scuff, and when I kept going and we kept getting better and better, we ended up going to the major tournament. We ended up going to the UMG, and we got top 32. We got eliminated by a pro team, so honestly, I can't really feel too bad. I think we did a really good job considering how long we'd been playing the game. I was pretty satisfied with our placing. We'd been playing the game for a month. At this point, the game had been out for almost an entire year. So we came in pretty late and actually really showed up, so I was pretty happy with that. It was a nice major LAN experience. It was a really cool weekend. It's a lot of fun. But going into the rest of my career after that, after we got done with the LAN, because for that month it was actually a really stressful month, knowing that we had a major LAN to prepare for, stressing out on the fact that we weren't very good and we were still trying to learn a lot about the game. We were just, we were pretty stressed out. It was a grind, but when that event ended, a lot of pressure was relieved. We could relax. Seth went back to school for another semester. He was gone for another year. He went up there. He was like a couple hours away at school. We were still around, and we stopped playing so much. I kept grinding Call of Duty though, because I actually grew to like the game a lot, but I wanted to keep getting better, and so I didn't have this money for a controller, and I was tired of getting jump shotted on. We started getting pretty good and started getting up in the higher ranks because there was a good ranking system in Black Ops 2. And I was tired of getting beat because I couldn't jump shot. So naturally, I knew about the claw grip from Halo because it's something that existed. And I didn't actually realize that any COD pros clawed at this point in time. There's actually some pretty notable ones that do. But I started playing claw. I switched to it. Started playing claw because I wanted to be able to have that advantage, and I switched. It took me a long time to get used to it. My shot, which I practiced so hard to get like really pristine, really crispy, kind of just lost all of that accuracy. The confidence I had with like I explained earlier, only being able to, if you need to shoot 4 shots, you need to hit 4 shots. I kind of lost that. It took me, maybe 7 shots to kill somebody, and that really makes a difference. Like I said, in competitive COD. So I kind of lost that. And then I started being able to jump shot though. So, I got a little bit of leniency there. But I knew that I was watching some pro gameplay, and I just saw the crispiness of their shot, and I thought, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that playing claw. I still need to save up the money and get a Scuff. But for now, this will do. And I was actually watching Scumpy's gameplay, Optic Scumpy, when I thought that to myself. It wasn't until a few days later that I found out that Scump actually does not use a Scuff. He did it, just not without paddles. He plays claw. He played claw as well. And that right there, then I was like, oh, it is possible. So now I just need to practice and grind and get good enough to do it. So I did. That's exactly what I did. And I started sweating and practicing and getting better with the claw grip, and I just got really accurate, and I ended up sticking with it. So then time goes on, I'm no longer competing in COD, I switched back to Halo, and did I go back to Bumper Jumper? I decided not to. I decided to play on Recon for the longest time. I played, with the Halo 3 default settings, aka that's what the Recon layout is. So I started playing that because I was really used to playing Claw, and I really liked the advantages it provided in either title. The significant advantages in COD weren't necessarily there for Halo because it was, you could just use Bumper Jumper instead. But I liked using I just liked using the claw grip. You can do things like turn and switch weapons at the same time. On that setting, you could turn and melee. You could do that with other control layout as well. But the turning and switching weapons and turning and reloading, all that stuff, just, being able to never have to move your thumb was really nice. I really liked sticking with that. So I never switched back, and I started playing like that. I've been doing that for a couple years now, almost 3 years. So I've been playing claw grip for quite some time, and I just really haven't decided to switch back. Now, more recently, I've been playing on the fish stick setting, which is actually the COD default setting, but I have left stick and B switched, which is the crouch button. that is now on left stick instead of B, and the sprint button is B. But that's kind of just a little bit of origin of why I decided to start playing Claw and why I've not switched back. So nowadays in Halo, you don't really need to do it, but I've, kind of stuck with it. And I have a few people that have the misconception that you need to have Claw grip to get better. Actually, I don't know. I have a kind of a split conception because I have some people telling me that you can't play at the top level with Claw in Halo, which really is just not true because there are professional players, some notable pros that play Claw. But then there are people saying that I have a couple people in my comment section who kind of misinterpret, I guess, kind of what I said about just using the Claw grip. People tell, some people ask like, "Hey, man, what do you think? Do you have any extra tips on how to, kind of like fine tune your accuracy?" And some people will reply before I can, and they'll say, "You need to switch to Claw. You need to do it." And I would not necessarily say that Claw makes your shot better. I think it provides some advantages in a lot of senses, but I wouldn't say that you have to use Claw to get a better shot. I know me personally, whenever I played regular grip, I switched to Claw. That was a couple of weeks of just having bad aim, but when I got my aim back, it was definitely better than ever. So maybe that could work for you. I don't know. I'm not going to say that for sure, but I know that like that, combined with all the other things, just getting better as a player, I got, really, really good. With Call of Duty, I was really confident with my skill then. I think that also played a factor, but I think just like when I changed to Claw, I think that was really what like took the next step and just like maybe a really, really good player, somebody that was like worth noting, I guess. I don't know. I would just say this like was a big turning point for my gaming career when I decided when I felt really, really confident. I felt like I could beat pretty much anybody. But I don't know. I thought that would kind of be an interesting story. I know some people kind of wondered, like, what's the motivation for playing Claw, considering, like, I know a lot of people started playing back in Halo 2 because it was easier to double shot, and you didn't have bumper jumper back in Halo 2, so that was kind of the motivation there. But when I started playing back in 2008, I had bumper jumper, and I actually did used to play bumper jumper, but I switched to COD, and when I switched back to Halo, I didn't have. I could have gone back to bumper jumper, but I really didn't want to. So that's just kind of a little story explaining how that happened or why that happened and why I still choose to stick with Claw. So give Claw grip a try if you're interested. I actually have a couple other videos talking about it. I don't mean to make so many Claw videos, but I thought this would kind of be an interesting thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like to see some more commentaries. If you have a topic you'd like to hear me discuss or just give my thoughts on, my 2 cents, just recommend down below. I'd love to talk about it. I enjoy doing these commentaries, and I'd like to see more of these on my channel in the future. I'd like to keep doing them so long as people keep enjoying them. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.